multiple attack. So you got, let's say, 5 to 10 guys attacking you at the same time. The first question you have to ask yourself is, why does it take 9 guys, 5 guys, to defeat one person? And to answer that question, you have to kind of use common sense. The fact that 9 guys have to attack one person means that these guys are usually scared, usually can't fight, have subpar kicks, possibly can't even make a fist correctly, and they're probably hiding behind their best fighter, or the fighter that they think is, in their eyes, unstoppable. Unstoppable according to what they've seen, or who they've seen this guy fight. So they're basically following his lead. Now, the fact that it's taken 9 guys, 5 guys, 10 guys to attack one person means that also these guys may not even be seasoned fighters. They may not spend hours, days, months, years in a gym or a dojo learning how to fight. Fighting is not a passion, or the art of combat or martial combat is not their forte. And again, they're possibly fighting in numbers for that very reason, that they know their capabilities or their chances of surviving a one-on-one altercation is far less greater than their chances of winning a battle by fighting in numbers. When I was growing up, I think we had a little bit more common sense, sense of fairness. If a group of guys met in a bar and started an altercation, we would stop fighting and then try to work it out, figure out what happened. How did we end up fighting one another? How did my friends end up fighting your friends? And then we come to agreement. We say, okay, this started because so-and-so stepped on his foot or spilled his drink. Now, if it was something stupid, let's say one of our friends started it and and was acting foolish, we would say, basically, don't get us caught up in some stupid altercation that could have been avoided if you would have used your common sense. We wouldn't back up something like that. If our friend started something that was not fair or not right, or was something that could cause a person to get angry out of foolishness, we wouldn't support that. Okay, and then we'd probably ask her, 9 times out of 10, we'd ask our friend to apologize for causing all this. Now, if it was a legitimate reason, let's say the other party, let's say, threw a drink in his face for no reason, then that would be legit enough to back him up for that reason. So we would, let's say it was equal. It started because, both parties had a legitimate argument for fighting one another. So we'd ask both individuals, well, what do you want to do? You want to like shake hands? You want to fight this out? And if they decided they wanted to shake hands, that would be it, and then we go in our separate ways, right? If they decided the guys wanted to fight it out, we'd say, okay, you guys fight it out in order to make it safe and fair. They'd have their friends on one side, and we'd have our friends on the other side to make sure nobody jumped in to stop the fight, or nobody jumped in to cause harm to our friends or our friend, and nobody from our side jumped in to cause harm to their friend. So we let these two individuals fight it out, and whoever won, whoever would become the victor, that would be it. He fought fair. He lost. We say, all right, that's it, and go on our separate ways. These days, there's no honor in fighting anymore. There's no fairness. There's no common sense. There's just reckless abandonment. There's no code to fighting anymore. So, again, you have to look at the fact you may be fighting 10 to 5 guys, but at the same time, most of these guys aren't seasoned fighters, and your chances. And this is causing your chances of surviving. It's basically increasing your chances of surviving, because you're really usually fighting the best guy, and it really depends on the culture. Some cultures fight differently. Some cultures have different codes of fighting. And sometimes in Latino culture, they may just send in their best guy. You fight it out. He gets defeated, and then he'll stop, and then the next guy will challenge you, and then the next guy will challenge you, until they basically say, okay, they celebrate the fact that, hey, you're a badass, and then that's it. There's no shame in it. You know what I mean? So also, when you're fighting, you're only fighting the people that are in front of you. Everyone else is reaching over the top of you when they're fighting you. So you're only fighting. Let's say you have 10 guys, and let's say you have a wall behind you, which is what you want to do if you're inside of a room. You want, or around buildings, you want to have a wall at your back so you don't have to worry about your back. Or you want to fight out of a corner. Let's say you have no place to run. You want to fight out of a corner because, like in the movie 300, they had the Persians go attack them in a narrow space where their numbers were less. So they can only so few people can go into that space at a certain time, and it's the same for fighting out of a corner. If you run to a corner and there's nowhere else for you to run, only a few people, maybe 2 people at a time, could be attacking you in that corner. The other 8 guys are trying to reach in and reach over in order to attack you. So it's really you really have to really look at the situation for what it is. I mean, again, you're fighting probably people that are scared and need to fight in numbers, who probably can't fight. You're fighting people reaching over one another to attack you. You're probably fighting 1 or 2 guys that are their best fighters. Those are the ones that are going to try to challenge you at first. And if you defeat them, the confidence, fighting is 90% mental. So if you knock out their best guy, the rest of them are going to either scatter or fight with uncertainty. And also, they're probably drunk. So that's going to increase your odds of fighting, because people like to get drunk or do drugs before they go into battle. So their ability to kick and hit their target is also decreased. So, I mean, you have to look at the big picture when fighting multiple attackers. Again, fighting is 90% mental. So you have to understand that these people that are fighting or challenging you, anybody that's challenging you is always at a disadvantage because they have something to prove to themselves. So they have to fight you to prove that they have courage or that they can fight. So they've already lost the battle mentally when someone tries to challenge you for no good reason. Okay, thanks.